and practiced, which is truly, to me, we have one gym. There's a lot of shared time. There's only so much time to go around. It's an impressive thing. The boys were always so kind to our fourth grade girls. Very much appreciated. There you go.
Thanks, Daddy. I have some things written down just so I can stay kind of structured and not go on too long. We had two special evenings this year as our group. One was the 8th grade recognition night, and we spent time after that in the cafeteria, and a lot was said that evening. So, and then the second was our last game of the year in the locker room, and a lot was shared then too. So I don't want to take up too much time sharing with you all the special things we said about one another and what we've all meant to one another over the years. But we'll talk more about the accomplishments of these athletes over the past so many years. But I want to start off by recognizing a number of people. First off, to the 8th grade girls, maybe and the coach Bandersky and all the dedication he gave to that team. You saw it. You saw it when you saw them play. You saw their structure. You saw their discipline. And it was all to their commitment to their coach and the commitment that their coach gave to them. And it was really special. And I will tell you one of my favorite moments. I'm sorry, twins, tell me your names. I don't know one of you from the other. Okay, one of you hit just maybe the most fantastic shot of the season on 8th grade recognition game. It was awesome. I mean, it was just a moment that it was for everybody to share in on, and that was really special, and the whole team went crazy. That was great. To Natalie, thanks for stepping up and doing everything that you've done this year. To say that it's not an exaggeration to say that it was above and beyond, because there's some rough times in the diocese over the past season with, I think it had a lot to do with people coming back together after COVID. And there were games that got out of control throughout the diocese. Not one instance, there were numerous instances. And so they got to a point where they said, we need people at the gym to be there to control the crowd. And so Natalie had to give up personal time to go to games so that someone was in the gym. And thanks for that commitment to be above and beyond. Instead of saying, well, that's not my team, find someone else. But you didn't do that. And saying, SBA is better because you're in charge right now. So thank you. To Chris Bandersky, this is very painful to say this because Brian, Josh, I think he's the only coach we haven't beaten in the diocese. Oh. It's very hard for us to stand here today and recognize his talents as a coach. But, Chris and I, we talk a lot, we share a lot of different things, and, Chris, his heart's always in the right place when it comes to SBA athletics. So thank you for all you've done. Josh, I know how much you love making sure that there are checks to pay the referees. You're like the favorite guy that the referees have. So thanks for doing that. I know at times it's like, hey, can you please let me know anything? To Liz Brown, our videographer. Is Liz here?
She's not.
Oh.
She's awesome.
All right. Well, to Liz put together some of the coolest stuff this year and would send it out. I have no clue how she did it. I mean, I can barely do a selfie. And she knew how to put videos together, the team, and different things that we did that were just fantastic. Now, one special person that's not here for the 8th grade team is Father Matt. Please take time to get to know Father Matt. he was not just a teacher to the boys. He was an intellectual and spiritual leader for us. And so early in the season, as he befriended these boys in class, he took interest in who they are. And so he started to attend games. And then as I got to know him early in the season, I said, hey, Father Matt, we have so-and-so. Hey, Father Matt, we have so-and-so coming up. And he made efforts to drive down to games in the South Hills. And then I just started texting him and saying, hey, we have so-and-so coming up. And a really special game for Father Matt was when we played Sister Theobona the first time. And he said, hey, I'm going to have to sit right center court, right in the middle. And I said, Father, do your thing. And I can't think of anything more special than when you see people look at us when we have a priest on our bench. And he wanted to be there. And he always said the right thing after a game. Before we broke up after the game, Father, do you have something to say? And he would talk about how we were an inspiration to him. So I hope that's a tradition we can continue with at the school. That we keep Father Matt or whatever spiritual leaders we have at the school involved with SBAA athletics. Because that's why we're all here. So I just want to take some time to talk about what has been just I don't know how to say it other than it's been a fantastic journey with this group of boys. And one other part to that can't be unnoticed is our parents. And if you've ever coached, if you do coach, you know how important to get the support of parents will be. And since third grade Jumpstart, I've said this before, I've never had an instance with any of the parents where I wouldn't share with anybody here with this microphone. I never heard anything about playing time. I never heard anything about starters. I never heard anything about anything I said. And there have been times where I'm not proud of things I've said. But they're just wonderful people, wonderful friends. And as I always say too, there's only two people among all the parents that have just annoyed me more than anybody else, and it's Brian Canfield and Josh Bede. Carol and Meg, I don't know how you do it. I don't know. But, soul brothers. So let's talk about the boys for the next hour. So let's just go over the journey that we've had since third grade. First off, in third grade, we won one game. I just know we won one. Do you guys remember who we beat?
Wasn't it Carla?
Yeah, it was second grade girls. That's right. No, I think it was maybe St. Teresa Munhall's third grade team. So once again, let's kick Munhall down. That was it. And but we knew we had a special group of boys. So then, as fourth grade began, our team changed, and Reese Hankinson came to the school. And every year, we started the year with a motto. And we broke our huddles. We started our practices, and we ended our practices with that motto. So we started out in fourth grade, and that year was speed. We said we want to play with speed. Everything we did was about getting the ball going. So that year, we won the Jumpstart title. So that was the first success that we had as a team. And I think the best part about that season was in the championship game, we were down 10 to 12 points at halftime. And I think we won by 14. And all because they cranked it up in the second half and they decided to play with speed. So that was special. So then when we went into fifth grade, we took the next big step to what we call real basketball. And we added 2 new players to the team. And we went out to the mean streets and we found them, paid Josh a little bit of money, found our favorite Italian guard, and Lucas and G joined the school. Now, I will say this, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn because I wasn't part of these conversations, but athletics had a reason why these boys came to our school. Reese, G, Lucas. I'm not saying it was everything, but I'm saying it had something to do with it. So for people that don't think athletics are an important part of these children's lives, into our lives, I don't think they understand what it's all about. So with 2 new players, we embraced the idea that year, after talking about speed for the whole year, we said we got to get in control. So we broke every huddle with control. Play with control, be in control with what you're responsible to do, and the boys embraced that. As a result, that year we were 24-6 in the diocese as a 5th grade team in JV ball. We won our North section with a 17-2 record, and we made it to the Final 4 of the diocese. Drink your beer. Go ahead, enjoy your Vanderski. So congratulations once again to Chris for winning the diocese when he had a 6th grade team and we were 5th grade. It was probably a great moment for St. Bede athletics when the 5th grade played the 6th grade that year in the Final 4. So, but we ended that season with a lot of success. And as a matter of fact, we won the Lyceum tournament to end the season for the team that was coming back that next year. And for those of you who hang on every word of mine, and if you remember the last St. Bede banquet, SBA banquet, I said keep an eye on this team. I think this is a special group of athletes that want to come together for a common cause and keep an eye on us moving forward. So then 6th grade started. And everything about 6th grade was all about goals. We started the year, we wrote our goals down on a sheet of paper, personal, as well as the team. And every practice ended and began with goals. When we broke a huddle, we said 1, 2, 3 goals. We focused on what we wanted to accomplish that year from day one. The boys embraced it. And as a result, that year we went 21-4 in the diocese. We won our section with an 11-1 record and won the first diocesan A championship that the school had seen in basketball. And I cannot tell you how many emails, texts, and notes of congratulations we got from different schools around the diocese because people liked playing us. I don't think they liked playing us because we beat them. I don't think they liked playing us because they beat us. But I think they liked playing us because of the sportsmanship that this team has showed. And they were willing to play us over and over again. Now 7th grade became a challenge because of COVID. And unfortunately, we knew we had to get better if we wanted to achieve goals in the 8th grade. So we focused down. We said we got to focus in on 8th grade. We spent some time together as a team, and everything about 7th grade year and our shutdown had to do with 8th grade. So as we started this year in 8th grade, we talked about everything we had accomplished over the last so many years. Being in control, playing with speed and control, setting goals, getting better. But most importantly, we started the season with this simple focus. I have a chain here with 8 links. And each boy got one of these chains with 8 links in one clasp. And the clasp was the individual effort that they were going to give. So this either brought the team together or broke us apart. So individually, you could open this up and the chain goes in 2 directions. But if you keep it together, it's a circle, and that's what a team is all about. So with a lot of, they each have one of these with their name on it. And at no point this season did I ever have to refer to this chain to say, hey, what are you doing to keep the chain together? They were together on a common goal. The only person who ever brought this chain up this year was when we had some situations with COVID and we lost the game early in the season, Lanny didn't happen to play, and Lanny said, "Coach, we lost that game, but I didn't play, that doesn't count." So Lanny tried to break the chain. Lanny's my boy, he knows I'm this. But this chain stayed together all season. And if there's one proud thing I am of this year, it's this. They have this, I hope they'll have it the rest of their life. And it never got broken over minutes, over scoring, over shots, over starts, or anything. So we had that motto this year of focus, being focused as a team and focused towards a common goal. And as a result, our diocesan record was 29-4. We were 14-0 in our section, and we were a diocesan finalist. It hurt that we did not win the diocese. But what hurt the most was that our season was over. And maybe my favorite moment of the season, though, was about midway through. We had a game and we were losing at halftime. We came into the cafeteria, the locker room, and I looked at all the boys, and I was loud, and I said, "Don't kid yourself, you guys are average." And at that point, you could hear a pin drop. I said, "You're average only because you're not playing together. When you play together, you're excellent." And every team in this room has that same opportunity to be average individually, but be excellent when you play together. And that was the defining moment of our season, and we went to a new level after that when they realized that everything's about them as friends, as athletes, as teammates, as everything you'd ever want in a team. Not because we won, but because we wanted to be in the gym together all the time. And I'm gonna miss that. I know Josh, I know Brian's gonna miss it. I know parents are gonna miss the fact that we played over 40 games this past season. I know they're gonna miss the fact that we had bus rides up to East Catholic to use their gymnasium. They're gonna miss wondering where their kids were after practice, but they were at Ayala's with me having pizza. But there's a lot to miss. And over the past so many years, we were 74-14, 32-3 in a section. We had a Final Four, a finalist, and a diocesan championship. But I also just want to say this, that if there is one lasting thing that maybe came out of this season, was in the championship game, we were here and St. Bede was behind us. And there was no question to which team was more supportive and which school had more of a sense of community. So I hope if one thing came out of this season more than anything else, wasn't whatever success that this team had, was that we've righted the ship and we have SBAA now going in the right direction with everybody on the same page to understand that athletics are important. And to me, as Chris and I were talking about earlier, I've never met someone that said, "I wish I never competed," that I wish I never played middle school basketball or middle school cross country or middle school or soccer. But I've met a lot of people that said, "You know, I wish I did that. I wish I competed. I wish I coached. I wish I spent more time in the gym with these kids," because it's the stuff that you're always going to remember. And as athletes, to all of you here, I know you'll always remember all the coaches and the time they put, but you'll also remember your friendships through basketball, through soccer, through cross country. And I hope, if anything, you just stay together, and whatever success you have, it'll be measured in the relationships that you've built and had. Because that's how I know we measure our parents and our team in this group. So if I went too long, I'm not apologizing. I just want to thank everybody, and again, thank you, Natalie, for everything.